New York, big city of dreams. New York, big city of dreams.
What's going on? This is Jay Ellis from Knick of Time Show. Here giving you that Knicks talk just in the nick of time. And guess what, guys? The Knicks just beat the Celtics. Game 4, the Garden. Let's go! 121 to 113. OG Anunoby gives you 20 points and 2 assists. Cat gives you 23 points and 11 rebounds on the night. Mikal Bridges gives you 23 points, 7 rebounds. And our captain, my captain, Jalen Brunson, comes through in the clutch and gives you bucket after bucket of 39 points and 12 assists on the night. The Knicks showed up to play today. No more of that, oh, we're not going to shoot well. No more of that. We gave you 54%. That's right, 54% from the field goal. Out-rebounded the Celtics. We out-rebounded because of Mitchell Robinson was in the game, getting a bunch of offensive rebounds. Let's go. The Knicks take care of business, man. We are up. We are up on the Celtics 3-1. We were actually playing defense after the first quarter. We were actually putting pressure on them after the first quarter. And you know what? Styles make fights sometimes. Styles make fights. And why I feel like we won this game was because our style won this fight. I'm going to get into it. I'm going to get into why I feel like we won this game. I'm going to get into this myth about the threes that you need and how you get the threes. But I was talking about it all. Before we talk about it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I want to introduce you to our ex-D1 baller. It's AAU baller. Miss Ebony. What's going on, Ebony?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
What's up,
What's
y'all?
going on? We outside, damn it. We outside.
I've been telling folks I'm jumping out the window on this one. I'm on my Ron Brown. I've been telling folks. I've been telling folks. Let's go.
25 years.
We don't quit.
What? Is this real?
We don't quit.
Oh my God.
We don't quit.
Oh my God, yo. Oh my God. I'm trying to be excited and not wake up my neighbors. I'm trying so hard. I'm trying so hard, guys. I'm trying so hard. Oh.
Yeah, I just want to get in before we break down this game, this lovely, lovely game. I just want to say real quick. My phone was tweaking yesterday. But before we get into this and before I get real, because I'm on demon time, before I get real into it real quick, I just want to say Happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
To all the mothers out there, I hope your day brought whatever brings you peace and happiness.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to all the mothers.
Yeah, my mom is a Knicks fan. Let's go, Mom.
My mom is a Knicks fan too. Is the reason I'm a Knicks fan. Growing up in barbecues, they would take the TV outside. Yeah. And then we'd be in the middle of the barbecue and then everything would stop. And it made me want to know what the heck is going on. I stopped and watched and that was it. Hooked from there. So yeah, shout out to my moms, who's also that's my best friend. My mom's definitely best friend. One of my best friends. Because she's so dope. So yeah, shout out all the moms. But real quick, now I'm on demon time though, Jay. All those people that was all flip-floppy yesterday, stand on that tape.
Stand on that today. Ooh.
All the flip-floppy. Oh, Mitch on there. On the social media, let that man dear diary. If he got a dear diary, let him dear diary. And my man said all he care about is his truck, basketball, and his daughter.
She's talking about Mitch now. Mitch talk. That's what she.
Mitch, I'm so that sounds like that man has his priorities straight. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, come on, y'all. What are we doing? We putting Giannis in Knick jerseys. What are we
Bruh.
doing? We in the second round of the playoffs. What are we doing?
Listen, man. Oh, here's the
What
thing. Ebony,
are we
we lost the last game. I'm not gonna hold you. I expected to lose the last game because it's the Celtics. You're not gonna sweep the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna sweep the Celtics. They're the defending chance for a reason. They can shoot. You knew one day they was gonna get hot. When their back's against the wall, you knew they was gonna throw their best punch. But to me, even when they did throw their best punch, I was just like, man. I didn't want to say that on air, but I felt like their best punch to me was like, man. And do you know why I thought it was man? Because
Me too, Jay. Great minds think alike. Go ahead.
because the Celtics have to shoot out of their mind to win by like 12 or 15. They have to shoot out of their mind. Like, here's the thing. Shot quality is the thing. There's two types of threes, right? There's the threes you get when you swing the ball and you get open threes. The ones that we'll be giving Derek White in the first quarter that you absolutely want to eliminate. You can't give these types of threes up. But then there are these awful, low quality, James Harden like threes that the Celtics take sometimes, and they get lulled to sleep with that can do them in. And they had to shoot out of their mind, contested and uncontested, for them to win last game. But I'm just like, if we play solid defense, we're good. Because this is what happens with the Celtics. Their worst tendencies pop out in close games. Jayson Tatum. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to talk about all the offensive rebounding. We're going to talk about, the ancillary players. We're going to talk about the ball movement. We're going to talk about the defensive switches versus not switches. We're going to talk about all that stuff. But at the core, when you have two superstars, Jayson Tatum and Jalen Brunson, the game is tight. Jalen Brunson is getting at the rim. He's getting mid-ranges. He's getting mismatches. He's getting high-quality ISO shots. Versus Jayson Tatum, we're getting switches, and he's relying on sidestep threes, 25 people behind the three-point line in crunch time. When the game gets tighter, those shots get a lot harder. A lot harder. And there's not that many people who can do that at a high value against a series like that. So it's like once the Knicks started to commit to switching and not the stupid hedge thing that they was doing with Cat, it was a wrap. As long as we're chasing these other guys off the line and we're forcing Jayson Tatum to shoot ISO threes from the top of the key, it was a wrap. And that's why when I lost the last game and I saw certain things, I was like, yo, we can absolutely beat this team, man. We can absolutely beat this team. And that foul, Jalen Brunson getting to the teeth of the defense, feeding his other teams, getting 12 assists, the other ancillary players getting buckets. That foul beats their style. We got, like, to me, that was the game. We gonna talk about all the other defenses, but when a game is tight and he needs a bucket, I'm going Jalen Brunson over Tatum every day, every damn day, because of what I just saw today before the injury.
Again, Jay, playoffs make or break players. It shows you it makes you believe of some players and like, nah, you not like that for others. Because it's pressure situations. So what do you do? Yeah. What do you do in all those pressure situations? And again, I've asked over and over and over, can Boston play another way? Again, it took them to have an all-world game from Pritchard, from White, right, last game. And then we went back to, like you mentioned, that hedge and recovery thing where we wound up having two people on ball by accident, and now we got the chicken with our head cut off kind of thing.
Exactly.
That happened a lot. Like the stagnant offense. We only had like 16 assists last game. Like that can't be. It can't be. So you see them. We made them a one-on-one team today.
Yeah.
And then again, Boston cannot play other than live by the three, die by the three. They can't do it consistently.
No.
So once you put pressure on them and the bucket stop dropping, the doubt starts creeping. And now they start speeding up a little bit. And we're gonna talk about the adjustments, but you talked about JB. And I want to say, I remember I'm not big on Cam Newton, the podcaster, because I like the player, but the podcaster, he's showing out like some of the stuff he say a lot of times, right? But he did say something about football that I like to relate to basketball, about the game manager and the game changer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Brunson was both today.
Yes.
He was both today, a game manager and a game changer. He played this game perfectly, like a author to a book, a best-selling book, because at first he tried to get everybody involved. From the get-go, it was get everybody involved. We was even trying to hunt some mismatches, but we went away from that. But Jalen Brunson always was trying to get people involved today. And it wasn't forceful, it was intentional. Getting people involved today.
Right.
And then when we needed the buckets, he took his time. That's what I thought he didn't do in like game 1 or 2 in Detroit. I thought they sped him up a little bit when he had a couple of rough games. Like not rough, it still was very good numbers, but you get what I mean. Like,
and that's the thing too. That's the thing too, Ebony. Like, I've watched enough of Jalen Brunson in playoff situations to know you only have but so many games before he figures you out. Like, I remember last season versus the 76ers, we were like, the first 2 games, they had, who was guarding him? Who's the big dude on the 76ers who shoots threes that was guarding him? Not
on the 76ers.
Huh?
The French guy? You talking about the guy?
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, but I know who you're talking about.
Like, he was beating up Jalen Brunson for 2 games. Also to do with the curly hair too, who used to play for Phoenix. All the names are escaping me right now. But anyway, I was like, for the first 2 or 3 games, I was like, what's up with Jalen Brunson? He's shooting 30% from the field. All of a sudden, game 3 and 4, it starts to click. All of a sudden, he's shooting 50. He's averaging 30. If he sees the same defense for a series, by the 3rd or 4th game, he usually has it. He usually has a rhythm down. He knows your tendencies. He has a counter. Like, he usually figures it out. So, like, even these games that we lost, I'm looking at the games. He shot 32% the first game, like 33 or 4% the second game. He only turned it on in the 4th quarter. 3rd game, he shot terribly. I'm like, all right. He's due. He is due for a big game. And this is the perfect game for him. 12 assists, efficient scoring, inside, outside, throwing fouls. Like, this is the perfect game for him, man. Yeah. Like, he really showed out and put this team on his back. And this is what stars do. It was actually an entertaining game for like 3 quarters. I'm not going to hold you. With Jayson versus Jalen.
Yeah. But yeah, and facts with Brunson, one thing I learned about this Knick team, the whole team, especially Jalen Brunson, is when they feel like they don't play their best, the response is normally good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if they have a stinker, normally they come out real focused, real locked in, we not, no quit. And we seen that. Instead, Brunson didn't wait till 4th quarter. He said, we need this now.
Right.
Like, he played it so perfect. Like, this is one of the best games I see him play. Like, just all around, even on the defensive end, compete, to make it physical. Yes, I don't have the athletic attributes, if you want to say, I'm not big, but I can make it physical for you. And that's all I've ever asked for Jalen Brunson on the defensive end, is to compete, like, make it difficult, make them go to a second move.
And he's done that all series. He's done it in the first game, second game. This game, he was matched up against Jayson Tatum 1-1 and gave him problems. He's done it all series. He's had a complete game today, but Jalen Brunson is the big reason why we won this game. I feel like the 3rd quarter was very instrumental. We went down 14 points. Jalen Brunson hits a 3 and a layup. Then he gets fouled in a flagrant. So he gets 2 free throws. We get the ball back. And then Mikal Bridges hits a mid-range shot. And then it's just like our starting five just takes turns, just punch him in the gut. Cat finally comes to life after he was having a horrible first half. Mikal ignites in the fourth quarter. And we're gonna talk about him next.
Fourth cow.
Those picks, man.
I was about to put the middle finger. I stopped myself. See, I'm so excited.
Yo, all these Nets fans and Knicks fans try to convince me that was a bad trade and Mikal Bridges is worth it. Man, get off my lawn, man. I don't want to hear none of that. Get off my lawn. Get off my chat. After those picks, you can have a second rounder as a tip. I don't care about no teenager who hasn't graduated yet. Give me Mikal Bridges, who's been the defensive clutch player of the year. I know I just made up an award. He's been the defensive clutch player of the year all year and missed the fourth quarter for the last couple of games. Give me that guy and not some 12-year-old in diapers who just learned how to dribble the basketball yesterday. I'm taking Mikal Bridges. But yeah, what you think of Mikal's game, Ebony? Because he killed it.
Again, what can you do to affect the game in other ways? He always tries to the help blocks. They're always not quitting on defense. Get into the rhythm. He stuck with it. He was off earlier, but like picking his spots, getting into his spots. He took his time getting into his spots. At first, I felt he was real rushed, and the shot selection could have been a little better, especially around the rim.
Mm-hmm.
He got caught in the mid range. Sometimes he got caught up in the air too. It was like a turnover or two. But like to stick with it and then take your time and get to your spots. When Porzingis was in there, he was pulling up central.
Yeah, yeah, mid range killer. Oh, you want to play drop? Okay, cool. Drop that. Yeah,
exactly. And again, fourth quarter coming through when you need them. Just sticking with it. Again, I mentioned earlier in the season how I thought he would be a big key in the playoffs, how I thought he would be a playoff riser. And again, you may have an off game, but when the pressure is gone, when you need it the most, what are you going to do?
Right.
And that erases the rest of the game because people are not really going to talk about that later on when you winning these games. They're going to talk about how when they needed you most, you came through.
Exactly.
So shout out to Mikal staying with it. Shout out to him playing a team basketball game. And one of the adjustments we can talk about now was that he ran a lot of point and let JB run off ball. Mm-hmm. That was a major adjustment in the second half. I actually asked why we have JB on the ball so much, because off ball JB this series has worked wonders.
Oh yeah. I feel like we made the swings a lot of times when he's been off ball.
Exactly.
Because they don't know what to do.
Because the attention, he's behind them. Mm-hmm. That again, what I've been saying all season, we put him behind them. They can't set up because he's behind them. Now they always have to worry about his presence, making his presence an offense. That was one of the I believe one of the big key adjustments was a lot more. JB off ball and Mikal running that point. He was on it. And so shout out to Mikal just doing whatever the team needs.
Yeah. And I also kind of like that he was aggressive from the start. Like we've always been talking about, man, you need to be more aggressive, Facts. He was aggressive from the start of the first quarter. He just wasn't hitting. But he stayed with it, and I like the fact that he stayed with it. You add on top of it that the coach is calling his number. It's like, well, I know you've been off, but this is going to be your show in the fourth quarter to run. We're going to you. And again, he responded in the fourth quarter, put up some back-to-back mid-range buckets while JB was on the bench, and it worked wonders. And it's funny, like I knew Mikal was in it when he was just doing more than just taking shots, because he's battling down there with Al Horford and Porzingis for rebounds, helping us get the rebound edge, because we actually out-rebounded the Celtics today by, I believe, 10 or 11. So like he was doing all the steals. He was doing all the little things to win outside the points while staying aggressive. And that's what kind of just makes Mikal a winner, man. That ability to do whatever it takes to win. And it's funny, even though like I remember watching him in Team USA before he was on the Knicks and going, wow, he really, really competes. And I was wishing he was on the Knicks at that time because I still this is before it happened. And I was like, man, it'd be great to have him on the team because he just really competes when the game is on the line and he's everywhere. He's competitive. And I was kind of wondering where that was in spots of the season, but I'm seeing a lot more of that in the playoffs right now. And it's like, damn, I'm really liking Mikal. I'm really, really liking Mikal a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And he balances the team when you think about it. Just OG playing on ball defense and him able to roam at times. On defense, that's big, especially on help defense, and he does play the passing lane. And then on offense, when you think about his mid range game and how efficient he is in that area, um, when Jalen can play off ball and he's playing for the 3-point shot like he hit today and shot today, then Mikal can play that mid range area.
Right.
And you saw that in the non-Brunson minutes, you see him again doing his thing. So like I didn't have anything. Forget the first picks, and like you mentioned, the aggressiveness in first, he wasn't fading away in the beginning of the game. He was going towards the basket, trying to get the contact,
Yeah, he's
not
mixing it
shying
up.
away from it. Yeah, he definitely was. So shout out Mikal again. Playoff rises.
Playoff rises. Him and even Cat, man. Cat has had a horrible series. But the rebounding was there today. He was, to me, he was taken out of his rhythm in the first half because he wasn't getting the benefit of the calls. And because he wasn't getting the benefit of the calls, I felt like he started to make some silly fouls, got his head out the game. But he stayed tenacious when he rebounded the ball. He finally started to get some and-ones to go in that third quarter. He started to get into rhythm while shooting some shots from the mid-range. And he put together a pretty efficient game. This has been his most efficient game
Yeah.
of the series so far. And yeah, it's been up and down with Cat. It really has been. But at the end of the day, like, we needed a little bit of everybody to score to beat this team today, and we got a little bit from everybody. And we got a little bit from Cat, we got a little bit from Mikal, we got a little bit from OG, who gave us 20 points, and we had our captain to just bring us home. So it was a total team effort when it came to assists, rebounds, defense. It all just came together, and so I'm real. And it came together today for Karl-Anthony Towns as well.
Yeah, with Cat, yeah, he had a good efficient game, and we appreciate him for it. The rebound has been there the whole series. But with him, it's the lapse, the mental lapse during big plays,
Right.
like where you need to stop, and it'll be like a bonehead play, and it's easy for the opposing team. The walk over to try to double
Yeah.
before the ball is even passed, that can't happen. Not knowing who you guarding during the big man lineup that you have been playing with for a minute
That killed
already.
us. That almost killed us.
You get a wide open three to Tatum. Like, come on.
Yeah. Like, I think that was the most frustrating thing about Cat today was, one, the ticky-tack fouls, like the foul on Porzingis while he was going for a layup. But also the lack of closing out in the double big lineup, like you said. Like he seemed like he was giving me shades of 2017 Julius Randle, 2018 Julius Randle with the lack of closeouts on the 3-point shooters. I was like, bro, what is happening right now? Why are you just in the paint chilling? Get your big butt out there.
Yeah. So to me, it's just the IQ to play smarter. If I have anything for Cat off season wish, it's just to stay in the film room. While you're in the gym, do some film at home. While you're at home, you get what I mean. Just watch film, like tons of it. Like, you play with a great defensive center in Mitchell Robinson. Like, maybe watch him a little bit. I it has to be smarter. Played a good game offensively. Like it seemed, again, like my saying, like I like to say, I said men lie, numbers don't, but they could be deceiving as hell. And that's kind of what this game was for him. The stat line looks wonderful, but it don't tell the whole
It
story.
was a struggle. Man, he came on the third. It was a little bit of a struggle. like I was kind of happy. I'm not gonna lie, Ebony. I love Cat. I was kind of happy he was on the bench in the fourth quarter for a long stretch. I'm not gonna lie. Because Mitch, they didn't do the hack and Mitch today. Mitch had a lot more runway today. What we got was defense. We got a capable guy who can switch on to Tatum at the end of games. We got an abundance of offensive rebounds, and we got a demon on defense. So I'm not gonna lie, Mitch was Cat was in trouble. Even Josh Hart was in foul trouble on some BS call.
Yeah,
but because those guys were in trouble, I feel like we got a lot more Mitch.
Can we talk about my guy Mitch
today,
now?
and we needed it, huh?
Can we talk about my guy Mitch right now?
Listen, I was leading. Go.
You gonna go?
No, go ahead. I'm throwing you the lob like JB did to Mitch in the first quarter.
Oh my God, he did it!
Yeah.
He did it. And shout out Felicia Lee. She definitely put that in the chat. Yes, he did it. He finally did. It was pretty. It was real pretty. It was real pretty.
Finally.
And I would like to see more of it.
Please.
And it kept Boston honest a little bit for a little bit. I loved it. Mitch, man. We talk about free throws. And I'm gonna just say, I don't know if I ever told y'all this story. I had the I guess pleasure to be around somebody that was 6'11" that was really good at basketball. And he couldn't hit free throws. So I asked him, why couldn't he hit free throws? I was curious. Like, what was you're a good player. Well, why can't you hit free throws? And he said, Eb, can you shoot a handball in the basket consistently? And I looked like, no, I can't do that consistently. No. And then he was like, that's how the basketball feels in my hand. Right. So ever since then, I've given big people grace when it comes to shooting free throws, because I've never been 6'11". So I don't know how that feels to shoot a basketball at 6'11", 7 foot. You get what I'm saying? I know how it feels to shoot a handball, though, at the basket, and that's not easy. So I always give grace. But what I'm saying, yes, he has a flaw, and many players do. But how much other good things, great things? You heard Richard Jefferson tell you he's elite at what he does.
Yeah.
Like Richard Jefferson, the known Knick hater, telling you that a Knick player is elite at what he does.
Yeah, Jefferson actually turned a new leaf. I've heard him speak more glowing on your Knicks on the last few years than I have.
I guess he tired of us being on his behind.
Yeah, I guess so.
But that tells you, Missoula, I can't, like, when this season is over, when we win this chip, because remember Spider-Man, y'all, I told y'all, Spider-Man. But when we win this chip, I'm going to be loud. All the people who disregarded the value of Mitch, because basketball is more than scoring. You need somebody to do the other things. You have somebody that does that, and all he wants to do is blow steam on social media. I'll take it.
Yeah,
I would take it.
Yeah, Mitch.
How many extra possessions did he give us today?
5 offensive rebounds today. It got bad. It got to the fact where he's just overpowers KP to the point where KP was literally trying to face guard him and push him with 2 hands to keep him from getting the offensive rebound. That's how strong this dude is. And this is Mitch after he lost weight. All right. That's
what I was worried about. That was one of the things I was worried about, but the strength's still there.
Yeah, the strength is still there. So it's like him and Cornette could not keep that man off the glass. They had to go back to Hack and Mitch to get him off the floor so he can actually get a rebound again. But it didn't last long because it was already like 3 minutes. So they kept off the court for like a minute, and then Thibs kind of went right back to him. Right. But I feel like the beauty of Mitch though, and the beauty of Mitch is not even just the offensive rebounds. It gives us the double big lineup gives us another look. It's been our most effective lineup to me versus the Celtics, and we got to see a lot more of it today. And I feel like that's a big reason why they had a lot of trouble today. Also, the switchability of Mitch. I said it earlier this year. I feel like he's done better on switches this year than even last year. I feel like he's taking a leap on guarding guys on the perimeter. And
I agree.
I feel like the announcers haven't really caught on yet this series. Maybe they're starting to catch on now. But for like the first game or two, they're like, oh, Mitch is on the island. Big man don't like to be out there. And I'm just like, you don't watch the Knicks. I mean, maybe you do watch the Knicks, but I watch 82 games a year, and you watch, a good 10. And if you've been watching Mitch all year, you don't want to be on Mitch Island on defense. The only person who I actually really seen taking advantage of Mitch on the island consistently on the Celtics has been Pritchard.
And because he's crafty.
Yeah.
Very crafty.
Everybody else, Tatum, I feel like Tatum, he stopped Tatum like 5 times out of 6. Brown. Yeah. No, but his switchability is great. His offensive rebounding is great. His rim protection is great. He deters people from going to the rim. He can get into pass lanes sometimes when he wants to. He's just been a positive. I don't think he's been a negative all series. I think he's had a positive each and every game. Maybe one game. Maybe the last game may have been a -1, if anything. But he's probably been our most effective player on the floor. And he hasn't even scored that much. So
yeah. Again, somebody I wish I remember who said it. I really do. I should have screenshot it, but shout out to whoever said it because it's fact. It says that normally we have to worry about surviving non-Brunson minutes. He said, but we need to survive non-Mitch minutes.
Right.
And I thought that is facts. That has been facts. When Mitch is on the court, Mazzulla told the story he showed his hand early in the series about how he feels about Mitch. And I think that kind of put a chip on Mitch's shoulder too. Like, you want me off the court? I got you. I'm gonna really make you want me off the court. So and he did that a couple of times in one possession. He had, I think it was like 3 offensive rebounds.
Yep.
That's crazy. And then we talk about his pick and roll defense. We just talk about defense in general. People seeing him and hesitating. It's just the little things, and he helps, and that's what we do best, and that's why we're up in this series, because we know how to play other ways. We know how to get points in other ways.
Yeah,
it's 3-level scoring consistently on our team. We have Jalen Brunson, who again I thought he did Drew Holiday wonderfully. Like, I thought he was bullying him today. He was literally bullying him today, putting his shoulder right in his chest. And I loved every minute of it. And again, Mitch, you talk about free throws. I don't care about no free throws when somebody gets 3 offensive rebounds in one possession. You gotta. Nobody's perfect. You gotta give and take. If that's his floor, I'll take it, especially when he's giving that type of effort and he can do so many things on elite level, like guard the Tatums of the world. When your 7-footer can confidently say on mic on national television that only one 7-footer can guard him, and that's me. Come on.
Yeah, that was the bar, yo. I'm so surprised that didn't go around even more when he said that.
Put some respect on my guy's name.
Yeah, Big Mitch showed up tonight, man.
You know how I feel. A Phantom. I mean, a Chrysler 3000 to 300 to a Phantom. You know how I feel.
No, I know how you feel. Yo, salute to the chat, yo. Let me get the chat some luck. I ain't speak to the chat anymore.
Yeah, let's speak to the chat. We going off.
Yo, the Knicks are up 3-1, chat. Chat, the Knicks are up 3-1. You smell that? ECF loading, baby. The ECF is loaded. It's looking like it's gonna be the Knicks versus the Pacers. Cavs down. The Cavs are down 3-1. The Knicks are up 3-1. It's looking like the rematch we want, because let's keep it on it, yo. We were up 2-0 versus the Pacers. We got injured. All our guys got injured. They've been talking big smack ever since then. So I want the Pacers. I definitely want the Pacers. I'm glad. I didn't expect them to win. I'm glad they're winning right now, because this is the game. This is the rematch we wanted. This is the rematch you wanted. For sure. For sure. Because it's like I hate, like, it's one thing, and you know what? Shout out to Tatum too, because it looks like he got a pretty gruesome injury. He went down at the end of the fourth. Now the game, to me, and at that point when he went down, it was kind of decided already, because we was pulling away. I think we were like up 11 or 12, and it was a steal that gone to like a dunk when he fell down, and it was like what, 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter or something, and we had the momentum. So I think the game was decided personally, just from the way the flow of the game was going. So there's gonna be people be like, oh, it's because of Jayson Tatum's injured, that's why they want, like, the Knicks took the game. The Knicks won this game. I was watching Brian Windbag do his whole soliloquy about Jayson Tatum getting injured, talking about it was gonna be a photo finish. It was I was like, bruh, dog, stop. Get off your knees for a second. And stop. We were pulling away when the injury happened. We were up 11. The momentum was shifting our way. Jayson Tatum was doing his ISO heavy Dollar Tree James Harden impression.
Yeah, that was one of another big adjustments. Taking everybody out. They just allowed Jayson Tatum to be Jayson Tatum.
Right.
Go ahead, ISO away. Took Jalen Brown completely out the game. Kind of took Derek White completely out.
Took them all out the game. Took them all out.
Go ahead, do you?
Because the person I was rating up more from that floor wasn't even Jayson Tatum at that moment. It was Derek freaking White. Derek White and maybe Pritchard. If you want to ISO on top of the three, be my guest. I don't even care if JB's on you. ISO on top of three. Do that all day. I don't care. The numbers are in our favor when that happens. But like, I went off on a tangent. I hope he's well. I hope he gets better. Yeah. I hope it's not serious.
Recovery.
Some people are saying it might be an Achilles or whatever. I hope it's not. That's crazy.
It was non-contact, guys. So normally that's immediately what people think.
Yeah. I hope it's not. I really hope it's not, because he seems like too young of a player to go through an Achilles injury.
Yeah, you don't ever wish an injury on anybody, and then they're especially going to try to put an asterisk next to it. Right.
But like, for me, you can put an asterisk on it all you want. When teams are up 3-1, like, it's pretty much a wrap. Like, who's come back from a 3-1 deficit? It's not very likely. It's not very likely. So like, who, LeBron?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was LeBron, right? That was
yeah, it was Cleveland versus
Golden State, and I think that might have been the only case, right?
And I believe Boston did it to the Yankees once.
yeah, Boston, yeah, exactly. So let's be real. Let's be real. After we won this game, the series is. I know everybody, all the pundits who were glazing the Celtics wanted to pretend that the team that won the game before was going to win the series. They were delusional. They were still under the Boston fog of being like, oh, if they win, they're gonna get the momentum. Like, that's not. They're still down 2-1. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But
oh, sorry.
Nah, but it's like, that's just what it is, man. The Knicks have been in a situation where we just don't get credit. Like, when the Boston Celtics miss, they don't go, the Knicks play good defense. And shout out to Morning Brew and Phil, who talked about this in the length. So definitely check that show out. I think they might have a show this week as well. Shout out to Knicks Nightcap and Phil. They brought this talk, like, they talk about how the Celtics miss. They never talk about how the Knicks made them miss.
Yep.
They talk about they missed shots. They don't talk about how the Knicks changed up the defensive schemes that forces Boston into ISO and forces them to play different. They don't talk about how even since last year, Boston's Achilles heel has been switching defenses. And now we're playing switching defense in the playoffs. They don't mention that stuff. They just mention the Boston Celtics are off, and they discredit the Knicks at all points, at all costs. But when you're down 3-1, you have to look a little bit deeper than your biased analysis and go, you know what? Maybe the Knicks actually did something. You know what? OG Anunoby and Mikal Bridges, they were defensive player of the year candidates on other teams. They didn't just stop once they became a Knick. And now we don't give them credit. You know what? We switched up our defense. Thibs never did this all year. Let's actually give them credit for switching up their defense in the playoff, coming up with a game plan to slow them down and force them into their worst tendencies. Like, I'm tired of the media not giving the Knicks credit.
But again, I'm gonna say why they don't. Why would they? Because then they look bad. Like, people, we live in an age where people won't admit when they're wrong.
Right.
They'll just die on whatever ship they settle on. You get what I mean? Like, they just won't admit it. So no way could I be that wrong. People were talking about sweeping Knicks in 5. I mean, Boston in 5. They were saying all these things with mad confidence.
Right.
Like, so to say that, oh, I was so off, to a lot of people is unheard of. So they just keep moving the goalposts. They keep moving the goalposts. They keep moving the goalposts.
Right.
Is the reason I started content creating in the first place. I got involved in Knicks Twitter in the first place because I couldn't find a person that talked about my team correctly. I couldn't do it. I had started watching pods like KOT. I started watching different pods that I didn't know about, you know. Big, Queen Steph's, her pod, and Nothing But Knicks, and Still Fan, all those. I found those pods, and then I realized that it's just the Knicks for clicks. The people are not watching the Knicks. It's fair to say that. You know how many people with confidence tell me what Mitch was going to do? Outside, why do you like Mitch so much? What do you mean, why? I thought that was a crazy question to ask.
Yeah.
Why is Mitch your favorite player on the team? What do you mean? Like, you don't see what he does.
Exactly. He blocks shots, he plays defense, he sets picks, he guards perimeter. He doesn't have a jump shot. So, you know.
Again, with New York, they flip-flop you again. A lot of flip-flopping. Because with New York, regular season means everything. That 0 for whatever against top teams, they ran with that.
Mm-hmm.
But I've said all season, the regular season is just practice for the playoffs. It means something because you're working out your kinks, you're getting your chemistry going, you're doing this. But this is not the same team. Right. And that's what they underestimated because they're not watching the Knicks. They didn't see that this is not the same team because they're not watching until now. Now it's like, hey.
And I don't even all the way blame them because we lost them all season. The only reason I felt like, and you know this, Ebony, that I felt like, you know what, we actually do have a chance because I saw the way we played the last game of the season when we actually had our full team for the first time. So I'm like, oh, so when we have a full team against them, it's a different story. Okay, there could be something here. Yeah. And there was.
It is. And my two biggest questions coming into this series was Thibs and Josh Hart. And both of them have been pretty damn good. I said Josh Hart in the space and him running points at times. But him also not rolling with Jalen Brunson when they're dropping. He is now like either doing like a dribble handoff and a dribble handoff to somebody to help get them off, which I asked him to kind of do. Yeah. So he's doing that again. Thibs and Josh Hart spacing, that is work, and constant movement by Josh Hart. Even when he doesn't have the ball and they do play with him, he's cutting. Now you have to pay attention to him.
You can't just lay off of him and double
exactly. So shouts out to Thibs, shout out to Hart playing smarter, not harder.
Right. My bad. I meant to go to the chat. My bad. I don't know if I was soliloquy. My bad.
It's okay. It's all right. We're excited.
I got excited. Let's get to, first of all, we got TikTok people kicking it. We got YouTube people kicking it. First of all, shout out to Gaming Channel gives a $10 super chat. So shout out to you who says big win tonight. Knicks finally had a good offensive game. Mikal Bridges worth every penny. Knicks shoot 13 more times than the Celtics. That's that offensive rebounding. JB, Mr. Clutch. Knicks up 3-1. Here's $10 for the cat block. Thank you. All right. Shout out to Gamer Channel, who pledged to give $10 every time cat gets a block. So shout out to you, Gamer Channel. All right.
And real quick, we've been asking for a game where all four of them got it clicking together. And I think that this was it as close as we can get. We would like Cat to play smarter, but when you look in the box score, it looks like all four of them contributed. Got it clicking today.
Yeah,
and it's like that's a wonderful thing. Again, gelling at the right time.
This was the second time it's happened. It happened one time in the Pistons series, and we won that game. And it happens then again today in the Celtics series, and we won next game. When I talk about we haven't had our best punch. This is pretty close to our best punch. Pretty close.
Facts. We got 3 people with 20 points and 1 with damn near 40.
Right. We got 3. Yeah, everybody with 20 points with damn near 40, and then we have Deuce off the bench, who came back. Welcome back, Deuce. You took a series off versus the Pistons. Had a couple of good games with the Celtics. Didn't shoot a lot, but it doesn't matter if you didn't shoot a lot. You played defense, you shot efficiently. It's a 6 points, but you shot 2 for 4. And that's all you get asked for. You just be release valve. When you need to hit a 3, play good defense. And that's all you need. That's all we need. 20 minutes of Deuce.
So, we don't need a bunch of superstars. All we need is a bunch of players to star in their roles. When we call your number, show up.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Deuce, yeah, again, I always mention that every series equals different results. Different matchups. You get the jitters out your system, able to calm down, get some film, more film. So yeah, Deuce just showing up when it mattered. One of the question marks for me at Thibs in the beginning of when we were fighting for the game was when Deuce hit that big 3 and he took him out.
Yeah.
That was at the time. I was like, "Oh, why?"
Was he playing matchups or something? I feel like when he usually does that, he's playing matchups usually.
Yeah, but it was just like we needed that bucket. That was a pretty huge bucket. He hit it. Like maybe he could go on a little heater and help you. And then he kind of sat him down. I was like, okay,
yeah, we haven't seen that.
We'll see how this unfolds.
Word, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen Shamet since the Pistons series.
Yeah, Shamet blew it.
Yeah, Shamet blew it. I thought he was gonna get at least another shot, but he in the doghouse, bro. Oh, oof. But Deuce, yeah.
I think Payne got himself in the doghouse today.
Yeah. Shout out to the Celtics. Hold on. Shout out to the Celtics fans who are in the TikTok chat who actually kind of being gracious. So salute to y'all. Who says one says they hope we win it all. We hope the Knicks win. Y'all deserve it. He's shout out to Marco, whose Paradise says I'm a Celtics fan, but I know when it's over and it's over. Salute to you, man. Salute to you, Marco. Hopefully Tatum is good for next season. I don't know. He looked kind of hurt, but you don't want to see a player get hurt like that. So hopefully he's recovered. And man, good series, man. Good series, man. Hard-fought series. All right. Also, shout out to who else is in TikTok? Charlie Upo's been kicking with us for a while. Shout out to Harlem World. Shout out to Daniel Higgins. Shout out to Ari X, who's been rocking with us. We here after every game talking Knicks basketball. So if you like Knicks basketball or you like sports talk, you can follow us, and we're here just talking Knicks. So we'll be here for game 5, and I think the series is gonna be wrapped up. So hopefully, I think it's gonna be Pacers Knicks, the rematch that we all wanted for a while. So hopefully we'll be back with Pacers Knicks and Halliburton, the underrated player.
Yo, from that long, I couldn't say his name, so now he just Halliburton to me for some reason. I used to always call him, so he just Halliburton.
I'm licking my chops to play the Pacers, man. Oh man, I hated them gloating while we were injured.
You don't want to see the bookmarks I got on that baby from the beginning of the season. I remember. I remember what I want to remember. My memory crazy.
Yeah, yo. That's why I hate that team, yo. It's one thing to lose when you have your squad. It's another thing to gloat when you don't have JB, you don't have OG Anunoby, you don't have Randall, you don't have who else we love? Josh Hart pulled the abdomen. Freaking the dude that we picked off the trade at the halftime we traded to the Nets. He was in. We literally had 5 players injured during that round.
Bogey hurt himself.
I was like, man, y'all really want to go that hard with the trolling? We had 5 players injured. Like I did something. Like, come on.
We was dependent on Alec Burke again.
Yeah. I was like, it would be one thing we just lost, but yeah, that loss had a bad taste in my mouth. So it didn't feel like a loss. It just felt like bad luck. It felt like bad luck. Yeah.
That's what I think. One thing that Menace Police was scared of. I get what Thibs' objective is got to play big minutes in the playoffs. So you got to be ready for those minutes. You got to be able to play.
Right.
When you tired, I get it, but it's been years and years where we didn't have our people. But I thought Thibs kind of low managed this at the end of the season.
He did.
I really believe that. So that was something different. Again, he saw what he needed, and then he low managed and he played games. The fact that Mitch didn't play against Detroit was huge. I mentioned how the podcast didn't mention Mitch at all, and I thought that would be a mistake. But again, Thibs has been playing chess a lot. I talked about the rope-a-dope kind of approach, not showing the big man lineup too much because he knew he would use it in the playoffs. And we're seeing that more. He's trusting it. Boom, if I got to use it for straight minutes, I'm going to.
Right. Also, kind of just felt like he was just trying to ease Mitch into his stamina too. But either way, it worked out for us. It definitely did.
Yeah. So it's this rope-a-dope approach, like a boxer approach. The first round, the first quarter, we keep it close. I'm gonna see what you have. Again, Boston they might take a lead because they're doing other things, but that's not who they are. That's not the team they are. So they go back to what they know. I go back to that Maya Angelou quote. Somebody show you who they are, believe them. And that's the Boston Celtics. They're not a good offensive rebounder. So again, when they're doing these things, that's a great game for them.
Yeah. Like as long as if we keep them ISO, if you keep them with ISO threes, that's our best shot. When they start moving the ball and that's still get in trouble. But like, and here's the thing, I've been saying this all year with the switching defenses. Our team itself got in trouble with switching defenses because it forced us to go one-on-one ISO too much, and we would get raw and we got out of rhythm. And that's what happened to them. When we went back to straight up switching, they went straight up to ISO and ISO Jayson Tatum too much. And that's not what really got them the lead. Like that third quarter when Jayson went ISO, that's when kind of we started to pull away.
Yeah. Exactly. And that happened. It was like, again, game management. It was a setup like a boxer does. You know, you jab, you keep the person in distance. You want to see the person in distance. You want to see what they do if you do this. Like if I do this, how do you respond? And that's what I thought the Knicks did throughout the series, this game. Like Jalen Brunson, getting everybody involved. What are you going to do? How y'all going to respond with that? You get what I'm saying? It may not have worked all that well. Boston was getting into the mid-range. You had Derek White shooting crazy. But one thing I thought we did in the first half was there were still contested threes. They were just hitting some crazy three-pointers. And I asked myself, and on the notes I put, can they continue this volume of shooting?
Exactly.
Because it was a lot of those shots were contested.
Yeah. No, I agree. There wasn't good shot quality. Like the first quarter, they got clean looks. We were chasing them off the line. I felt like in third, fourth quarter.
Again, that's the adjustment. That was the whole rope-a-dope. The first round, the first half, you got Derek White getting shots. But if he's shooting, and him and Tatum, they was getting the shots. I think like Brown had about 12 points at halftime. That's cool. Okay, Derek White is the hot hand or whatever it is. It's not Tatum or Brown, or both of them, one of them. You get what I'm saying? Now we're going to isolate. We're going to shut White's water off, and we're gonna isolate Tatum. You, Jayson Tatum, beat Jayson Tatum.
Right.
I thought it was just like a perfect plan. It was just rock. Do you? They play right into their hands. We're gonna play right into your game because that's all y'all do.
I agree, yo. I feel like if Jayson ever like augmented his game to just go inside a little bit more, like he would be really hard to stop. But that's not his natural tendencies.
And it's crazy because the Boston fans put, like, I seen on Twitter a couple days ago, they put like a montage of Jayson Tatum when he was younger and how he went to the basket as much. I guess when you get older, you learn different moves and you learn that your body is your money. And some players shy away from contact as much as possible, and I think that's exactly what happened. He kind of changed his game up to be more finesse instead of going to the basket more. And now that's all he knows, and he's kind of not trying to get contact.
Got you. Okay. So hold on, let me shout out the YouTube. YouTube is giving us love. Shout out to Joey from AC. He said the Celtics had to get carried by Tatum. Shout out to the picks for Timmy, Felicia Lee, Prezi the Boss, Gamer Channel, T. Williams, and Morris. Rodney Sanders. Rodney Sanders, my boy from college. Shout out to Rodney Sanders. Shout out to Brooklyn Butch. I'm sorry, Brooklyn Butch, not Brooklyn. I'm sorry. Brooklyn Butch. I'm so sorry.
You want Demon Top too?
My bad, Brooklyn. I didn't mean to do you like that. Shout out to Myth. My boy Ruel is here too. That's my ace boom from both my college friends here. Ruel and Rodney. Shout out to you guys. SBA in the building. All my artists in the building. Shout out to Glamour who's always supporting. Stanley No Whack in the building. Everybody rock with the show, man. I appreciate you guys. If you new to the show too, you liking them now. Phil Porter was in here. I don't know if he's still here. Maybe he went to bed.
Shout out my guy Phil.
Yeah. Shout out thank you, Phil, for rocking with us. If you like the show, hit that like and subscribe. I feel like we talked about everything we wanted to talk about. We stopped doing that hedge and recover thing. Started switching. We isolated Mikal. I feel like that's a good reason we started winning. Mitch with the offensive rebounds and the switching on defense helped us. Mikal and JB clutch plays helped us. Josh Hart rebounding and pushing helped us. OG Anunoby's defense in the fourth quarter and timely baskets. Timely threes helped us. Total team effort helped us. Defensively, we were a lot better, holding the Celtics to 23 points in the second quarter, third quarter. And fourth quarter, we held up well too. Good team win. Good team win.
I love it. Like my guy Alexander always says, team ball hive. I'm part of that hive all the time.
New Meg says, so happy about this win, I cried. Man, I feel you, man. I feel you. I feel the emotion. We haven't been to the finals in so long. We haven't been to the ECF in so long. It gets emotional. We started KOT in 2016. Been doing these shows since 2016. We suffered a lot of seasons. We have a 13 winning, 13 what? Yeah, a season with like 13 wins, I think. 13 wins, 20 something wins. We saw all sorts of people. We had Elfrid Payton starting. We had all sorts of characters. We seen it all, man. Hundreds of post games. Finally.
Yeah, that's why the fans' reaction to the loss, it kind of disappointed me, Jay. It definitely did. We up and it was like we was down, and also like disrespectful with the Giannis in the Knick uniform before the story even ends. You get what I mean?
Right.
How you make moves before the story ends? That you can't do that
because the fans are used to losing so much.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That's exactly. They don't know how to act with a winning team. And it just go to what you know. In pressure situations, people go to what you know.
This and Ebony, I'm not gonna hold you. When people was talking about firing Thibs and getting rid of Leon Rose, I mean, I was talking about firing Thibs. during the Julius Randle. The year Julius Randle quit, I was saying fire Thibs. But from the year after on, I have not mentioned it. Or when people were mentioning that, or they even were mentioning like getting rid of Leon Rose, or like starting from scratch all over again, trading everybody. When people were mentioning trading everybody for picks, like 2 seasons ago, I was just like, are you dudes crazy? You guys are used to losing so much. You guys are used to turn over for this team so much that you guys don't know how to have a stable team. You guys are so used to. It's like when you're in a toxic situation so long that you revert back to toxic because you don't know what healthy looks like. Like, that's what I feel like a lot of the fans is doing. Y'all don't realize that healthy teams actually have continuity. And they like to keep players from year to year in their program to build the chemistry. Like, they don't like to fire the coach every year and get a new coach every year. They like to keep a lot of people the same, so they can have a chemistry, so they can have a program that's like, oh, we can build on this from this year to next year to the next. Like, I feel like a lot of fans didn't know what that looked like, and they were prematurely trying to pull the trigger and blow up everything, and instead of just letting things develop. And now we're reaping the benefits of letting things develop, man. It's been great. It's been great to watch.
Yeah, facts. And again, I told you in the chat I was gonna wait till off season to get at people, but I couldn't do it because it's just crazy. Like, I have to hear all this all year, and then when we win and we're going good, you can't say anything because the first thing people say is, "We won. What you talking about? Why are we going at each other?" But I've been saying that for all playoffs. But and now you going at our players. That is not cool. That is not cool at all, because they out there leaving it on the floor. And we've seen them respond time and time again. Believe your eyes.
Believe your eyes.
Believe your eyes.
It's real. Believe your eyes. Whew. All right, Ebony. Let's wrap it up. Let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. It's time for the other part of the show. It is the oohs and the bruhs. All right, the ooh picks are usually the best plays of the game. Something that you want to point out. Say, this is dope. I like this play, or I like this player. Bruh picks are usually the worst plays of the games. Or sometimes it doesn't have to be a play. It could be a take. Something stupid, dumb, idiotic that you want to point out and say, bruh, that was stupid, dumb, and idiotic. All right. So, Ebony, I know if you have anything you want to point out.
Yeah. I want to give the ooh pick to all the real Knicks fans. The ones that know that, yeah, we're going to lose some, but don't waver on your team. Like, trust what you see. So shout out to those Knicks fans.
Yeah.
I don't tell people how to fan. I let you fan the way you want to fan. But in the playoffs, in the second round, when we up and you doing the whole drama, woe is me, the sky is falling.
Right.
The game ain't over until it's over.
Yeah.
Like stand up. That's it. Remember you from New York.
Yeah. Nah, I feel you. Bruh pick. Hold on. I'm still salty about last round. Bruh pick to the fans who thought we were gonna lose to the Pistons. Bruh.
And the Celtics. Right off the back, I had to make like posts saying, "Yo, the game ain't start. How y'all lose before the game start?"
Bruh. Yeah.
Like it's a thin line between being real and scared, y'all.
Listen, bruh pick to the fans who've been killing Tom Thibodeau because he lost one game in the series to the defending champions. Like, come on now. And you know who you are. Mr. Who has not been in the chat for 2 weeks, but has been at me in Twitter every day. You know who you are. Talking about where are you?
He Tobias Harris.
Talking about where are you? You haven't been here in 2 weeks. The only time you came was when the Knicks lost. Talking about where are you?
Yeah. My man Malik Beasley in the clutch.
I ain't even get at you on Twitter, my man, because I'm not going to get at you. I'm not. I'm not gonna waste my breath now. I'm gonna wait to game 4 to respond to you. That's the only. Don't think I don't see. I got a life. That's the only reason I'm going back and forth with you on Twitter, because I actually have a life.
My man Jalen Brown left hand.
But trust me when I tell you, receipts have been had, brother. Receipts have been had. I'm letting you get that off, but trust me, I see everything. All right.
You gotta relax.
You thought we was losing to the Pistons.
Not you, Jay. When we lose, you gotta relax.
You got mad hype because we lost 1 game to the Celtics. Like we was gonna sweep the Celtics. Like, come on, bro.
Those people, I don't care how much I can't stand a person. I'm never asking for my team to lose.
Man.
Fire. Let that if we win, well, something happens, something right.
That's a fact. Yo, that boy disappeared like James Harden in the playoffs. I ain't seen him since.
My man on his Where's Waldo?
Yeah,
Where's Sandman? Where's Sandman?
That man went Where's Waldo on me. He ain't in the chat today. I know he not in the chat. If he in the chat, he in the chat on a burner. He in the chat not speaking nothing if he in the chat.
Where you at?
He in the chat in ghost mode. Like he Pac-Man. All right.
Oh, real quick. I want to give a ooh pick to Cat. Not for the play though or anything. Cause I guess he hearing the Knick fandom about his oh my god. My man been mouthing it, pause, or whispering it. Ooh. He's tired of me calling him Mario probably. I don't know. So shout out to Cat eliminating the OMG. That was funny. That's funny.
Yeah, man. Whew.
I got some bros though.
Yeah, my man disappeared like LeBron's headline. I haven't seen him since.
I got some bros too though.
Oh, what you got?
My bro goes to Drew Holiday.
Bruh.
Like I had so much respect for Drew. I love defense.
Oh yeah. So Drew Holiday.
So Drew, I was a huge fan of. But you being the defender you are, and before a game you copping the plea of Jalen Brunson basically foul baiting, like continuing that narrative. As a defender, I expect more. And I didn't expect that from Drew. Like to me, it kind of hurt a little bit because again, besides if we was playing Boston, I've been a fan of his before he was on Boston. You know, just a long time fan of Drew Holiday and what he brings to a team. I would expect him. I expected more. I expected him to say, "Yeah, I got to lock up." You made a stupid foul one of those games. That wasn't Jalen Brunson foul baiting. You did some stupid shit. Sorry, y'all. He made me mad.
Bruh. Yeah. Somebody check on Paul Pierce real quick. Somebody check on Paul. Is he still walking?
Yeah, he probably still icing up from the walk. I ain't hear from him since. He got ice on them legs. He in the jacuzzi.
Went quiet. He went real quiet.
He said, I ain't sticking my neck out for this team no more.
Nope, better not.
But the other bruh pick is the NBA. I don't know. Mysteriously, the Mavs got this.
Oh my god, bruh. Oh my god.
But you would say that's suspicious as anything, right? But what's even more suspicious is that this has happened before. When the Pelicans traded AD to the Lakers, the Pelicans got the first round pick, and it was actually supposed to be ours. Like we were terrible.
Yo,
that time.
You can't tell me that these picks aren't rigged, yo. You can't tell me these picks aren't rigged. No way. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, I was like, yo, the Pelicans mysteriously got a first round pick, and then the same thing happens when the Mavs trade Luka. We need to have these. Okay, we need to have new rule. We need to have the ping pong balls live on camera. Like, since when are we just taking a word for it all of a sudden? Like, you just say, oh, we did it in the back, and the Mavs got the first pick. What? Bruh. Come on. What?
But okay, so then now it's like deja vu. Cause now, you know, the Mavs traded Luka, and everybody's like, what's wrong? Why would they do that? Ha, ha, ha. And now I was like, oh. It's a,
Things that make you go, yeah, it's rigged.
Because now the Mavs have the #1 pick. And what is coming up also? Doesn't the NBA have the CBA deal coming up, creeping around, TV deal, whatever is not creeping back around soon?
Is it? Is it? I don't
know. I believe so. So yeah, it's just real suspicious. That's what I'm gonna say about that.
That was crazy. That was wow. All right, FanDuel got their hand in the freaking NBA lottery or something. That's crazy.
It's crazy because I don't think was the Hornets or the Nets in the top 5 or 4.
Well, I'm glad the Nets ain't getting nothing.
But I get it. But I'm like, yo, they were terrible. You get what I mean? Like, if we talking lottery wise,
right.
Should be very much, you know, in favor. So like,
I feel you.
Where did they? Were they even in top 5? Chat, were they even top 5? Because I just know that the Mavs got first round, and I know that first pick, and I know that the Philadelphia was in that top 4 too.
Right. Whatever. As long as the Nets still suffer, I guess. But that was crazy. All right.
Yeah, fact.
All right.
That's all my bro picks.
That's all for bro picks. All right, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have any bro picks to add to that? I feel like I'm missing something big. No, I'm good. I'm good on the bro picks. Picks to my team, man. Just picks to Jalen Brunson being clutch. Mikal Bridges for doing his thing. Karl-Anthony Towns was finally hitting shots in the third quarter. OG Anunoby for his defense and 3-point shooting. Thibs for his coaching. The fans who stuck with it and didn't quit on his team. Yeah, man. Shout out to y'all.
And Fritz, shout out to Fritz. Like Lee says, best mod in the game.
Best mod in the game. Shout out to Fritz, best mod in the game.
He said MJ to NBC, and that's huge. That's huge. We putting basketball back in basketball, and that's definitely a crazy step towards it. Getting some analysts from the GOAT.
Right.
I would like to hear what that sounds like.
That would be all right. MJ and NBC. Okay, that's what's up. Yo, shout out to the fans who stuck it through, man. Who've been here for suffering Knicks fans from no matter what era you were. Maybe you're from the 70s, you saw a chip. Maybe you're from me, who's an 80s baby, who's now watching his Knicks and haven't seen the chip yet. But I see my team battle in the 90s and in the 2000s. Shout out to you fans. Shout out to everybody who's been suffering for so long and actually witnessing the Knicks actually have a viable shot at the finals for the first time in a long time. So shout out to the fans, man. Y'all deserve this win. Y'all deserve this win with us. The real diehards who stuck through it. Not the fake guys. Not the guys who in the chat hiding.
Not flippy floppy. Not flippy floppy.
Yeah. Not the flippity flops. The real Knick fans. Salute to you guys. All right. Shout out to No One Loves You on TikTok as well. Says Knicks on too, baby. Okay. Shout out to you. And shout out to New Megs. Says so happy I'm out this win. I cried. I'll write that one before. And shout out to J Ambiguous who says prayers up to JT. All right. All right, yo. That's the show. I'm good. Thank you guys for watching. I'm good.
I got my therapy session in.
Yeah. Ebony, let her know where they can find you, Ebony.
You can find me here after every post game. You can find me on at Mad Knick Fan at Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok. And before every game on Twitter, I run a space called Your Tick Knicks with my guy Brutus. Shout out Brutus. And Liberty season is about to go in effect, so we do a post game space called Bowling with the Queens after every Liberty game.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Also, shout out to you can find us the KOT Show on Twitter, the Knick of Time Show on Instagram, and the Knick of Time Show on Facebook as well. All right. Cool. Shout out to the show, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Next game. Wait, when is the next game?
I don't know. I ain't even looked that far. I just
look at the schedule. I was like, game 4. My mom was like, if we win game 4, it's a wrap. That's all I can think about.
Oh, okay. Say tomorrow because it's still today, so that will be.
That means it's
Wednesday.
All right, Wednesday. Right? Hopefully, the Wednesday will be the closeout game, so we can wrap this up and get some guys some rest. We got JB with bad ankles and stuff, so it means to rest up. So hopefully, we can close this out on Wednesday. But we'll be back Wednesday talking Knicks versus Celtics. All right, that's the show, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thank you guys for watching. Before you leave, man, just hit that like button. Let us know that you like the show. If you're on TikTok land, you enjoy Knicks talking Knicks basketball, just hit that follow button. All right. But that is the show. Thank you guys for watching. As always.
Shout out the Worldwide West. Everywhere we go, we leave a worldwide mess.
It's a mess out here in these Knicks streets. That's the show. We out of here. Peace.
York, New York, big city of dreams.